Hi, I'm Jillian Policio. I'm NuSpecies Executive Vice President, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about budget. So it's likely at this point you have had your free consultation and you're waiting to speak to someone about your recommendations. So this is your custom NuSpecies program based on your blood work, your expectations, whatever symptoms or discomforts you've described to either Aston or one of our doctors. And they're going to be giving you a few options for how to get started with NuSpecies. Now, maybe you've already had that conversation and you're not really sure whether you want to spend the money right now or how much you should spend. It's really common for someone to say, okay, well, I don't know if this is going to work. So what if I go all in and I don't get results and I waste my money? Or what if I start off with less to save money, but then I don't see results and then I need to add more on and I've wasted time? There's just so many things that could be going on in your mind right now. And I wanted to make this a video to let you know that we know that. We've been doing this for a really long time and we've helped a lot of people, but every person who has to make that first time decision about should they work with NuSpecies, what they should spend, what they should get, it's stressful. And we don't expect you to just trust us and spend your money and then cross your fingers. We don't want you to feel like that at all. We really want you to be completely confident that when you get started with us, that you're likely to get the health results that you're looking for. And that is our goal. The thing is, there's a little bit of a dance that needs to happen because it's really common for someone to say, well, I have all these health issues and I want them to go away right away, but I don't really want to spend much money. And that's kind of where we can get lost because obviously that's not possible. You know, you can't tell a carpenter to build your house, but you're not going to give him all the tools that he needs. You know, you're going to tell him, well, build my house, but I'm only going to give you a hammer. Well, if he doesn't have nails and wood and all the other things, he can't possibly build you a house. So the same analogy when it comes to a home, if some part of your home has broken down, if you've had water damage for a while and now mold has grown, you can't just say, well, I want all the mold to be gone and I want it to be safe, but I don't want to put in the time or money it takes to do that, right? So it's important for me to remind you that there is science behind how your body breaks down and decays and how we get sick, and then how your body's going to rebuild, how it's going to clean and purify, and how it's going to rebuild the damage that's been done overall, likely what's been many years. We have to find somewhere in between where you feel comfortable with our assessment of what's happening in your body and what we believe is necessary to get you those results. But also, you only have what you have, right? You can't just make more money appear because you want to get results faster or because you want to completely heal. So we have to find somewhere in between, and truly that is our goal. One of the metaphors that I have found very helpful when thinking about what package you should buy or how aggressive to be in your first purchase is to think about a pool. So if you had a pool in your backyard and you didn't put the cover on it when the fall started, you didn't close it up properly, and all the leaves fell in the pool. And now the pool is full of mud and dust and dirt and bugs and leaves. Now you want to clean that pool, and there's a couple of options, right? You could get a few size, let's say you could get a net that's small, and you're going to take one scoop out of that pool every single day. Yes, the pool will eventually get clean, but it could take a year. And you might actually make it to the next fall where before you've completely cleaned it, more leaves are starting to fall in it. So then you realize, okay, well, I need to be more aggressive. So maybe you decide to get a bigger net and you take a much bigger scoop of junk out of that pool every day. And that pool gets clean in 6 months. Or you choose to hire a complete cleaning crew, and in 1 week they come and they completely rehabilitate your pool and it's crystal clean. You close it up and you protect it for the winter and it never happens again. So it's the same thing with our formulations. when Aston or the doctors make a few recommendations to you, they're saying, well, hey, here's a budget-friendly option. It's going to take longer to see results, or you might start to see results right away, but you're not going to get the full benefit that you were looking for. But it's still going to do something. Your body's still going to be starting the cleaning process and starting to do as much rebuilding as it can. And then they can say, well, here's like your ultimate package. If I take everything that you told me and I say, hey, here's everything you need to support all of that, then you can start to see powerful results quickly and likely see them last over long term. Our formulas are already designed to be as powerful as possible, but then you need to do your part and figure out which version of the package you can get, how long you can sustain it. Keeping all that in mind, you would make your decision as to how you want to get started or how you can get started. If your budget is $100, then it is. If it's $20, then it's $20. Your body is going to utilize whatever nutrition you put in it. It's a matter of when you start to see those results and how long they may last. Aston and I have said on many occasions that when a client calls back to say that they don't think they're seeing results, that's our worst nightmare. We absolutely hate that. And we've helped so many people, so it can be easy for us to say, oh, like we know everyone's going to get results. But when someone doesn't, we're shocked. And that can happen for a few reasons. One, it could happen because they didn't have blood work or they didn't tell us everything that was going on with them. So our recommendation did not add up to what the body really needed. The second thing that can happen is if you did not start off with your full recommendation and you still had the same expectations, right? So once you start lowering what we recommended, you also need to start lowering your expectations. I am happy to say that in a lot of cases, some people still end up seeing great results and then they don't ever need to buy everything. But there are also a lot of situations where people really needed all that support and they declined it and then didn't see the results because of it. Another thing that can happen is some people see great results up front and then they think, oh, okay, great, I'm done. And they actually discontinue using the recommended package before their body has really solidified that new healthy status. And so then they start to see symptoms coming back and then they think it didn't work. So there are a lot of things that can happen, and I want to explain all these to you, not to overwhelm you, but just to have you know that we actually are aware of all of these nuances and we've been dealing with them for many years. And so we are right there with you on that first purchase where you're not sure what to do and how to get started. I want you to know that we're considering all of these things. We couldn't have stayed in business this long and been as successful as we are if we just sold people anything to make money, because then they wouldn't see the results and then they would tell other people and then no one would buy from us. So it's also likely you heard about us from someone else that you know and trust and who's also already seen results. I promise you that we're really just trying to do right by you, but we need your full participation in the thought process of figuring out what your budget can allow, but also what your health really needs. There are many other situations when we can actually create a starter package, something that can fit your budget, and we just adjust your expectations and we let you know, listen, you've got all these things going on, but if you start here, you can at least start to relieve your bowels, get some more energy, maybe start to have a clear head every day, get your vitamin D levels up, and then when you're ready, we can add in the more powerful stuff to dig a bit deeper. Some people get really nervous because they have some savings. They can invest in the biggest, best, most powerful version of their package. But they think, okay, well, I can do this once, but I can't buy this every month or every 2 weeks. Completely understandable. Most people, the first package they get, some of those products are going to last a couple of months. Some of them are going to last 1 week. So you're not repurchasing that full package every single time. So keep that in mind. Some people start off with the biggest package because they want to prove, is this going to work? Am I going to feel better? Is this stuff for real? But then they slow down on their replenishing or they switch out different items in their future purchases. So they've proven to themselves it works, but then they slow down in order to accommodate their budget in the long run. Other people really go in for it. They spend 3 months doing everything they possibly can, and then they go on to a maintenance package. So once you're seeing your body regulate, once your future follow-up labs are showing your practitioner, your NuSpecies practitioner, that your body's actually rebuilding, then you can say, okay, well, it's time for maintenance. Now I'm going to go down to just stick with the detox. I'm going to be on the B vitamins. I'm going to take the anti-inflammatory every other month, whatever it might be. And your NuSpecies practitioner will help you come up with that maintenance plan based on your budget. Keep that in mind as well. You're not always going to be spending the same amount every week or every month. It really all depends on your budget. Something that we get a lot, they'll often say, I just want to start with this, like maybe it's just the detox. I just want to start with that, and if it works, then I will come back and get everything else. And that's putting us in a tough spot, right? Because if you have diabetes and high blood pressure, you've been constipated for 4 years, if you have other kinds of major deficiencies, you have an elevated PSA for a few years, you've been on medications that could possibly be creating a lot of damage in your body, and you say, well, I'm just going to start with this, and if it works, then I'll get everything else. But what you're doing is you're asking us to give you a tiny little net and clean up a good portion of the pool to convince you that that net works. And it's not possible. What we might say is, sure, just take the detox. Hopefully you'll see your bowels starting to move. You'll see that our products are effective. And then you're going to need to add on to see anything else. So keep that in mind, that the phrase, we'll see if it works, is highly subjective. There is no one version of our products working. It's always about, what are your expectations? What is your budget? And together, what can accommodate that? Or what compromise can we make? Another major thing that not everybody is comfortable with is changing their diet. So we always say, if you're willing to make certain lifestyle changes, you will not be long-term dependent on our formulas. In a lot of cases, people come to us with very serious, very urgent health issues where changing their diet is not going to work fast enough. And so they really do need our formulas off the bat. But long-term, if you change your diet, not only will our products work faster and better, but you won't depend on them long-term. We hope you'll always stick with our vitamins and minerals because they are natural and liquid and really, really easily assimilated into your body, and they are truly beneficial, whereas many supplements out there actually can do more harm than good. So for maintenance, we have plenty of very affordable maintenance options. But you'd have to be willing to make those lifestyle changes. It's really hard to talk about budget and what you're willing to invest in your NuSpecies program if you still doubt whether or not NuSpecies is actually for real. So if you're using your doubts to determine what you're willing to spend, we're not having the same conversation. Because Aston and your NuSpecies practitioner, their only goal is to make sure that what they're recommending meets the requirements of what you said you're struggling with. It's really important that if you actually have doubts about what you've been recommended, about NuSpecies in general, you should just do your research first. Don't worry, like, we're always going to be here. We'll be ready for you. But when we get on the phone with you to talk about your recommendation, we're ready to talk about results, right? So if you still need to be convinced that NuSpecies even is for real, then you need to do that research. So you can start with our website, NuSpecies.com. You can watch our testimonials. There's hundreds of them. You can look up on Google reviews. You can see what people have said about us just online from third party. You can research our formulas and their ingredients. And you can, of course, try other things and see if you can get the results. In most cases, people do realize that they've tried everything and it hasn't worked. And NuSpecies really ends up being that really, really lucky find that, like, how come everyone doesn't know you exist? That's what people say. If your products really do what they do, how come the president isn't talking about you? Whatever they say. And it's just, we are where we are. And every day, more and more people find out about us, and we're able to help more and more people. We want you to be one of them. So whatever it takes to help ease any of your concerns, just ask us. If you have doubts, just talk to us. It's totally okay. We're really used to people coming in very skeptical because they've wasted a lot of money, they've spent a lot of time, and they're done with trying natural products that don't work. Every day that you aren't working towards repairing your health is getting worse. That's that. I would hate for your doubts or our failure to properly explain our products or your recommendation, or our failure to convince you that we're the real deal. We've been doing this for a lot of years. We know what we're doing and we're successful at it. I would hate for that to be the reason that you pass up this opportunity. When you're ready to commit to say, okay, I know NuSpecies is right for me, so now I just need to figure out what's in my budget. And then that's it. We work with you until you get the results, and we'll continue to guide you the whole way, whatever might come up. And we'll continue to make adjustments based on your budget, and you will get the results. You will get there. We have plenty of ways that you can start to see your health improve within your budget. You just need to be ready to do the work and fight for your health, because we're going to fight for you. We're going to get you the results that you're looking for.